Hello all, my name is Krish Naik and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, today in this particular video, I'm just going to show you an efficient way of training many machine learning algorithm at once and then deciding how you should select the machine learning algorithm and how you should probably perform the hyperparameter tuning. Okay. Now, it is always a good practice if someone says that Krish, if you are solving a machine learning problem statement, which algorithm do you select? My always the answer will be that try each and every machine learning algorithm and then try to find out the performance metrics. And based on this performance metrics, take a decision of which algorithm you're going to select and perform hyperparameter tuning. Okay. So here I will just give you an example. Okay. This is one of the project that I'm actually creating. It is a complete end-to-end project. Uh, if you probably want this entire end-to-end project, at least give 1,000 likes on this video. And this particular project, I'll try to upload it because this project completely it is going to build on CI/CD pipelines and all. So I'm working on that. So make it 1,000 likes. I will definitely upload this entire project step by step. Okay. And probably also going to have some live sessions. Now let's say this is my Xtrain data. Okay. So these are some of the features that I have in Xtrain data. So let's say if I write pd.data frame, you will be able to see how many number of features are there. And I did an extensive feature engineering and lot many things I did, okay, onto this. So I did feature engineering. I probably did categorical encoding, binary encodings, many such things, okay. And finally, I was able to get all these things. But my main aim is to show you an efficient way of training a model. So this is my Y-train, okay. So Y-train is nothing but it is a binary classification and it is one more problem statement which I'm solving. It is a multi-class classification. So here, what I'm actually going to do now, I definitely want to try many models. And obviously for you, right, whenever you have a big data with many number of dimensions, because here also you have somewhere around 26 dimension, 26 columns, right? You cannot just say that, okay, this algorithm is going to perform. So let's take one example. So first of all, I have imported random forest classifier, decision tree, logistic regression. Along with that, you can see I have accuracy score, classification report, precision recall score, F1 score, RUC score, every scores are over here. Now what I'm actually going to do, I'll just import this. And now the thing that I'm going to apply, see over here, you can definitely create a pipeline, right? And pipeline also you'll try to add like how to do the transformation and all. That part is already done. I've already taken care of that. And probably in some of the videos, I can also show you how to do column transformation and all. But here, how many machine learning algorithms I'm going to train, I'm going to show you. So here I've created a dictionary, which is with the name models. And here you can see I have key value pairs like logistic regression. Here I have logistic regression, decision tree. Here I have decision tree classifier, random forest, and here I have random forest classifier. Okay. So here you can basically say that key value pairs with respect to different algorithms I have just taken. Okay. Now see how well this looks. Okay. Now when I did for I in range of length of list of models. So you know that how many models you are going to get over here? 3, right? When you do list of models and find out the length, you are going to get 3, right? So we'll take the first model based on the iteration, I value, and then we'll do the fit on X train and Y train, and then we'll do the prediction. Then we'll get the training set performance accuracy, like accuracy score, F1 score, precision recall score, everything based on the predicted values that you have got from the training data. Similarly, you'll get the test set performance. So here also you'll try to get the with respect to the test, how was the performance, and finally you'll print all the details over here with respect to training and test data set. And similarly the test data, you are printing it over here. Okay, so let's say if I execute this, that basically means I'm going to get 3 model information. One is logistic, decision tree, random forest. So once I execute it, here is how your model looks like. See, with logistic, obviously you're going to get less accuracy. With for the test data also you see less accuracy, but decision tree and all, it is trying to overfit over here. And here with respect to the test data, yes, the accuracy is good, recall is 0.76, and here random forest also you are getting a good accuracy. Now out of this, now you have an option, should we go with decision tree or should we go with random forest? Obviously you can ignore logistic regression, because logistic regression, even though you perform many hyperparameter tuning, it is not going to work. But with respect to decision tree and random forest, you can basically use this and perform hyperparameter tuning. So in the next step, what you do, you take up a random forest hyperparameter, and this obviously from where you'll get it from sklearn. So if I write sklearn random forest classifier, you'll get all the parameters over here, right? Where are the parameters? These are all parameters you can play with, right? So here I have selected some hyperparameters. So I have executed this. We executed this. Now I'm going to try with this kind of hyperparameters in the similar way like how we did it over here, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this. Okay, I've used all the random forest parameters over here. Similarly, I can make this similar parameters with decision tree and also create it over here in the same way. So what is exactly happening is now you can try any number of models that you want, and this is the exact way you should basically perform with respect to training the model. Don't do it independent training for everyone. At once, take up all the training, right? So here, now I've taken the random forest. Now probably you want decision tree. Just go over here, paste it over here, use decision tree classifier, like decision tree over here with my name and decision tree classifier, and probably use the decision tree parameters. This is just to show one example. I've used random forest. Okay. Now, if you probably execute this and if you see this, here is what I'm going to try. Now see in the training stage what will happen. Now, here I'm using randomized search CV. Okay. So for name underscore comma model comma params. So from this I'm getting the name, I'm getting the model. Okay. When I'm iterating through this list and I'm getting the parameters. Now I can train my model with the randomized search CV. Here I'll just assign the model, which value is coming from here, params is coming from here, iteration and all, we can play with it. And then we do the fit, on extrain, y-train, and finally we got the parameters, right? And once you execute this, we'll get the best param score, right? And then I can probably use this and train my model. And at the end of the day, see here also what I have done. I've made this ROC score also automated. So here you can see how amazing it is basically coming. Okay. So, and these all projects, right? This was basically developed from one of the FSDS batch student, right? Who are right now working in iNeuron. And since we are creating materials over here, you can see how beautifully they have actually explained it right over here. And if you really want this entire end-to-end project, just make sure that you hit like, make it 1,000. But this is how you have to do. Tomorrow, if you want XGBoost, I will probably go and search for XGBoost. Suppose I want gradient boost. So I'll write from sklearn.ensemble import gradient boost classifier, right? So I can actually go for a gradient boost. Let's see gradient boost classifier where it is there. Gradient boosting, ensemble gradient boosting classifier. So I'm absolutely right, right? So if I probably go and search this, now execute. So here you can see sklearn. Now if I execute, just see this. What is going to happen? All I have to do is that quickly just initialize this, right? Gradient boost. That's it. I don't have to make any change now with respect to training our model. And now just imagine if I probably create this as a function, that's it. So here I'm getting some error, gradient boosting. Okay, I have to use some comma. I've used full stop over here. Now, if I just execute it, here you can see automatically all the model trainings are getting. Now, here you can see gradient boost is also not performing well. You're getting an idea, right? With respect to gradient boost. If you want to do ADA boost also you can basically do. Just go and import it over here. Just write the name over here and automatically the entire process will start. So I hope you got an idea that how you should basically train your model. Yes, this was the work of the students over here. I really want to make a quick announcement with respect to the TechNeuron. In iNeuron, TechNeuron, tomorrow is the last day to get the unlimited courses in TechNeuron along with all the live session for lifetime at just the price of 10,000 rupees. And you can also use Krish20 as the coupon code to get additional 20% discount. So yes, this was it from my side. Make it 1,000. I'll try to upload this entire end-to-end video. Bye-bye. Take care and have a great day.